What fantastic people we have. I mean, you just got to think about the accomplishments of each person.
It really is an honor and a privilege for me to be here representing an amazing region.
Each team that came up on the stage.
I have a fantastic team.
The whole thing is very surreal. I'm very happy to be recognized.
Our commitment to excellence in serving the passengers that come through our airport.
You do reflect the greatness and the goodness that I see throughout the agency.
AFSD LE of the Year.
The Team Mission Focus Award recipient, CAT-X recipient for Airport of the Year.
FAM's Field Office of the Year.
TSO of the Year Award.
TSA Employee of the Year.
It's really humbling when I think about it. I know everyone uses the word, I'm humbled, but it's over 60,000 employees. And you think of all the incredible work people are doing out in the field, and to be singled out, it's an honor for sure.
Please stand as the TSA Washington Dulles International Airport Honor Guard presents the colors, and Baltimore Washington International Airport Transportation Security Officer Marcus Canty performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please have a seat and welcome to the stage Masters of Ceremony Terrence Davis, Stephanie Narr, and Robert Golden.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2019 TSA Honorary Awards Ceremony. I'm Terrence Davis from Washington Dulles International Airport. The Honorary Award Ceremony is an annual tradition where we pause to recognize the hard work, dedication, and outstanding performance of our workforce. Today, we recognize more than 400 individuals for their outstanding achievements. But before we get started, I would like to ask the TSA Honorary Awards planning team and volunteers to stand. Please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seats. Yesterday, DHS celebrated the 2019 Secretary's Awards. The ceremony celebrated and honored the achievements and exemplary contributions of our colleagues throughout the department. I would like to ask our TSA colleagues who received Secretary's Award to stand up and be recognized. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seat. For the first time this year, TSA was eligible for the Presidential Rank Awards. The Presidential Rank Awards was established in 1978 and is considered the most prestigious award in the Federal Career Civil Service. It is presented to those who have made extraordinary and lasting contributions to the federal government. The individuals are nominated and chosen for these awards performed valuable services on behalf of the American public and consistently demonstrated strength. I would like to ask the Presidential Rank Award recipients to please stand and be recognized. You may take your seats. At this time, please join me in welcoming to the podium TSA's Acting Deputy Administrator, Patricia Cogswell.
Good afternoon, and welcome to this year's TSA Honorary Awards Ceremony. I just want to say thank you to Marcus Canty for a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. Truly impressive. We are here today to recognize the outstanding achievements of our employees for their contributions to the mission success of TSA and to DHS. A special welcome to the family and friends who have joined us as well. Thank you for being here. I'd also like to thank Strategic Communications and Public Affairs, as well as Human Capital, for the extraordinary amount of work to put together this event. And a special thank you to those of you who took time to nominate today's award winners, as well as those of you on the evaluation team who reviewed more than 900 nominations, 900 write-ups, to get to the final list. You will see through the award winners today the extraordinary work that has been achieved. It is my privilege to open today's ceremony, recognize these employees whose talent and dedication represents the very best of TSA. And I'm pleased to be able to do so in this historic room. Many of you may not know, but 18 years ago this month, President George W. Bush signed into law the Aviation and Transportation Security Act in this very room, the law that formed TSA. So all the more fitting that we are recognizing these individuals who have demonstrated exceptional achievement in carrying out the direction of that law here. Public service is a calling. Our nation entrusts TSA with a difficult and important mission, a mission where stakes are high and decisions cast long-lasting effects. Those of us here are here by choice. Our sense of duty and responsibility to this mission is what keeps us going, even in the face of adversity. Your commitment to our mission and to one another is essential in protecting the homeland and positioning our agency for the future. We received 942 nominations this year across 17 categories, almost 63% more than we did last year. These awards recognize both those employees and officers who performed exceptionally in their respective areas of responsibility, as well as those who excelled in representing TSA's core values of integrity, respect, and commitment. This past year, TSA employees made numerous creative and collaborative agency contributions that advanced our mission. Today's award winners repeatedly demonstrated their commitment to outpace the dynamic threat we are faced with each and every day. Congratulations to the awardees that we recognize today. It is an honor and privilege to represent such a talented and dedicated workforce. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you TSA Administrator David Bukowski.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be with you this afternoon. This is one of my favorite days of the year, and it's good to see such a big crowd. This is a bigger crowd than we had last year. This is the second time we've done this ceremony in this historic place, as Patty mentioned, and I would just add to that, I believe to be true that when President Bush signed the Aviation and Transportation Security Act, this airport was still closed, because this airport was closed for months after 9/11. It's really the result of that act and the work that we have done, along with our partners across governments, that this airport was able to reopen, and we now have a very secure aviation transportation system. I'd like to thank MWA, the Metropolitan Washington Aviation Authority, for giving us the opportunity to have the ceremony here, and for our DCA team for hosting us. Congratulate the Color Guard for their very impressive work this afternoon. And certainly, Marcus, I don't know how we can start a ceremony without you singing the national anthem. You do a beautiful job at it, and you really represent for our workforce the talent that's behind every single man and woman in TSA. As Patty mentioned, we have over 400 award winners this year, and that's terrific, and that represents a lot more nominations for TSA awards, and I would just encourage everybody, think about that again for next year. I'm not looking for number quotas or anything like that, but I got to tell you, as I travel around airports, both in my job as the TSA administrator and my temporary job as the acting deputy secretary, there's a lot of spectacular work going on throughout this agency and throughout this department, and so I would just encourage more nominations, because we need to highlight the great work that our men and women are doing on behalf of the American public and people traveling within our country. I would also say, as I look back on 2019, which is rapidly coming to a close, that we have improved transportation security. And I say transportation on purpose because we've made a lot of progress in surface transportation security as well as aviation security. And we've also, as you've seen in the recent FEVs, the Federal Employee Viewpoint Survey results, we've improved on workplace morale and our Employee Engagement Index, which is very important to me, very important to every single person in TSA, and I'm looking forward to continued progress in that regard. We're also fortunate this year, a little bit different than what we've done in years past, is we do have our senior leadership team here. So all of the senior executives, senior leader members of TSA from across the country have been in town since Monday, working together to figure out how we can further improve TSA, to collaborate with each other, to share best practices. And it's really good to have our senior leaders here. And as was mentioned, we did have a number of winners within the Presidential Rank Award system this year involving TSA. And just to give you a little background on Presidential Rank Awards, these awards are not, the winners of the Presidential Rank Awards are not selected by the agency, they're not selected by the department. They're selected by a panel that works on behalf of the Office of Personnel Management. We had a distinguished executive this year, which represents the top 1% of all executives across government, and that was Letitia Henderson, our Assistant Administrator for Acquisition Program Management. And Letitia, we are very, very proud of you. Letitia joined a panel yesterday. We had a leadership summit for the Department of Homeland Security at Constitution Hall yesterday morning, and Letitia was part of a panel that talked about what does it mean to be a distinguished executive, what kinds of things have you learned in your journey in federal service, and she did a great job representing senior executives across DHS and certainly representing TSA. Within the Presidential Rank Awards, there's another category called Meritorious winners, and Meritorious Winners are the top 5%. So top 5% still very, very, very competitive. And we had 4 winners in that category. Christine Griggs, our Assistant Administrator for Civil Rights, Civil Liberties, and Traveler Engagement. Darby LaJoy, our Executive Assistant Administrator for Security Operations. Mary Kate Whalen, who is one of our Deputy Chief Counsels, and Nick Bancini, one of our Program Managers, does a lot of work in innovation and technology for TSA. And so I'm very proud of that team, and it really reflects the quality of work we have throughout the agency. This was the first year that TSA could ever compete for the Presidential Rank Awards, and I'll tell you why that happened in part, is when I saw the awards ceremony last year in the department and noticed there was not a single TSA person up there, I went back and said, why is that? And the reason was because the law didn't permit it. And so we worked very carefully with members up on Capitol Hill, both Democrat and Republican, House and Senate, and they included in our authorization bill the opportunity for us to compete in the Presidential Rank Award. So it made a significant difference for us and really allows us to recognize the best amongst our executives. We also, as was mentioned, had the Departmental Award Ceremony called the Secretary's Awards yesterday. There were a number of TSA winners. Some stood up in the audience today. I can just tell you just a thumbnail sketch. You know, our pay team was a winner, our third-party canine team, our anti-harassment work group, tactical comms, new hire training, insider threats, financial transactions monitoring, the Los Angeles International Airport Federal Air Marshal team, our restructuring implementation team, Jacksonville budgeting support, Colorado Springs volunteers, because one of the categories for the awards is a volunteer category. And then on the unit award piece, we had the Innovation Task Force and Law Enforcement FAMS mission training. So really a very good representation from TSA on department-wide awards, and just represents kind of where we sit within the department. And I say that having had the opportunity now for 7 months to be the acting deputy secretary, which hopefully is coming to a close, and I'll be back here full-time, I hope, in the not-too-distant future. But really, it's given me the opportunity to see things from a different perch. I mean, the old adage is you are where you sit, definitely applies. And what I was able to see as the acting deputy secretary was what a key part of this department TSA is. And it's not a surprise to me. I knew that before going in, but it just got reinforced how important the mission that we perform is to the Department of Homeland Security's mission. And the other thing that I think sometimes we don't appreciate enough is that this agency, from my level as the acting deputy, needs really no direction from the department. It self-runs. It responds to changes in threat very quickly. It implements efficiencies very quickly. It implements management directives that come out of the department very quickly. And so from my position, looking at TSA with both hats on, if you will, granted a little bit biased, but we are doing a tremendous job, I can tell you. And I know that the acting secretary absolutely feels the same way. One of the other things that happened this year, as you know, is we called out for volunteers to help our Customs and Border Protection, Immigration and Customs Enforcement colleagues on the southwest border. TSA, by far, provided the largest number of volunteers. We still have a good number of volunteers assisting in the southwest border, but that's starting to phase out. The Federal Air Marshal Service provided law enforcement officers that were a huge assistance to the southwest border operations. And one of the things that makes this department so strong is we are 240,000 men and women across all of the 8 principal operating components and the rest of the department staff. Whenever there's a need for any one of the components or a couple of the components for assistance, we're able to provide that need and to satisfy that requirement. And that's really what we did in assisting ICE and CBP on the southwest border. A secondary benefit of all that, and I was down on the southwest border, I saw this firsthand, is the side-by-side appreciation of people at all levels in all of those organizations for what the other one does. And it really garnered a better appreciation across the department for our very broad mission set, and a better understanding from a CBP officer, for example, or from an ICE agent of what TSA does or what the Federal Air Marshal Service does. And I think that only serves to further strengthen the department in the years ahead, because we will have other surge operations that come up, no doubt. The final thing I'd like to say is really the most important thing, and that is congratulations to our award winners this afternoon. As they come across the stage, you're going to see the category of award and specifically what each one of the recipients performed to earn that award. I think all the award winners will say that they just represent the rest of the workforce. Yes, they did great stuff, but there are a lot of people in TSA that do great things that might not be walking across that stage. And I see that all the time. I see, as I said before, I see great things occurring within TSA. And so, I would just like to thank all of you for the work you do day in and day out. This is not easy work. You do it very professionally. You do it consistent with our core values of integrity, respect, and commitment, and it shows. I would also tell you that as the administrator, I'm just very proud of how this agency operates. I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for how good we are. And that's not to say that we can't get better, because we can and we will. But we are really operating at a very, very high level. And across the board, we have a very professional workforce, and you're going to see evidence of that coming across the stage this afternoon. So with that, let's get on with the ceremony. And again, thank you very much for attending today, and thank you very much for the work you do day in and day out. Thanks.
Before we start our awards presentation, we would like to acknowledge our 2018 and 2019 Uniformed TSO Advisors and FAM Advisor. Administrator Bukowski launched the Uniformed TSO and FAM Advisor program in August of 2018. These individuals represent the frontline workforce and serve as direct advisors to TSA senior leadership. Today, we honor Uniformed Advisor to the Administrator Charles Metter, I apologize. FAM's Advisor to Administrator Kara Crawford, Uniformed Advisor to Enterprise Support Pamela Trotter, and Uniformed Advisor to Security Operations Cavell Malcolm. As the very first advisors, Charles, Kara, Pam, and Cavell established a strong foundation for the program. We thank them for their service and wish them the best in their future assignments. Please join me in a round of applause for our advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, we now begin the awards presentation. Although each winner is deserving of our individual congratulations, please hold your applause until the end of each category. Our first presentation is the Core Values Award. This award recognizes an individual employee or team for visibly demonstrating TSA's core values: integrity, respect, and commitment. Integrity recognizes TSA employees who maintain the highest standards of conduct. They are dedicated professionals acting with conviction and honesty. As individuals and as teams, they hold themselves accountable for results. Respect recognizes TSA employees who respect the Constitution, the law, and the traveling public. They value their colleagues, partners, and stakeholders. They demonstrate compassion to strive for excellence in all their actions. Commitment recognizes TSA employees who are committed to the security of the public as they vigilantly carry out the mission entrusted to our agency. They are motivated to continuously improve the way they support our organization. Our first core values recipient is Transportation Security Specialist Explosives from Arizona's International Airport. He is a recognized expert on fentanyl, assisted with a full-scale disaster training exercise this year, and constructed complex replica IEDs for a multi-agency event. He reached out to local agencies to provide awareness training on counterterrorism, threat recognition, and insider threat. This TSSE supported covert assessments by building test devices and realistic replicas, helping ensure the assessments emulated real-world threats. This Core Values Award recipient is Michael Conto. Our next Core Values Award recipient is with the Chicago Federal Air Marshal Service and has served as the frontline FAM since March of 2002. He is recognized as a leader throughout the Chicago FAM's area. He served believes in service to others above self. His main goal is to take care of his officers so they can take care of the mission. He seems to constantly improve and believes respect breeds respect. He values everyone and is kind to all. His officers say that he is an amazing listener and they feel supported by him. He was among the first group of TSA employees to deploy to the southern border, and at the request of leadership was deployed a second time. He is the epitome of core values. This Core Values Award recipient is James Essie. Our next Core Values Award recipient is a senior advisor with a steadfast work ethic to achieve results-driven accomplishments in a fast-paced work environment that positively impacts enterprises, supports security, and administrative services. Her commitment to TSA does not end when she goes home. She routinely handles multiple work-related issues during the evenings and weekends. In support of the TSA realignment that established SAS, she has provided senior leadership with expert guidance on identifying ways to best support SAS for the future. This Core Values Award recipient is Kara Hansen. Our next Core Values Award recipient is with the Law Enforcement Federal Air Marshal Service at headquarters. He is an Assistant Supervisory Air Marshal in charge, and for more than 4 years has served as the LE FAM's Public Affairs Officer. He has led a dynamic response to a variety of complex public affairs issues and recently led planning and implementation efforts to hold specialized public affairs training for FAMs. He is recognized for his partnership and support of the LE FAM's Critical Incident Response Program to provide help and support to employees and family members facing difficult situations. This Core Values Award recipient is Thomas Kelly. Our next Core Values Award recipient represents training and development in Denver and oversees training for approximately 1,300 officers for the entire state of Colorado. His leadership was instrumental in hosting new leadership courses piloted in Denver. He is especially recognized for his support of a coworker whose son passed away right before Father's Day. This training manager was immediately in connection with the family and took the lead in a very tragic situation. He continued to manage his team successfully during these times. This Core Values Award recipient is Nelson Love. Our next Core Values Award recipient is also from Training and Development. He was the cornerstone for all curriculum production as the lead instructional system specialist at TSA Academy. He led his team in the implementation of TSO Career Progression Phase 2, among other accomplishments. He was also appointed acting section chief after coming to the TSA Academy full of enthusiasm to help make it a world-class training center. Sadly, he passed away in May, and we honor him today. This Core Values Award recipient is Randy Reed, and accepting the award on his behalf is Barbara Shoecraft. Our next Core Values Award recipient is also This individual was responsible for overseeing the 24/7 watch operations in support of secure flight, insider threat, identity verification, air cargo advanced screening, and encounter analysis. She continually interfaced, coached and mentored call center, analytical, intelligence, and information technology personnel so they could better understand the mission, our stakeholders, and leadership techniques. This Core Values Award goes to Amber Waldner Ortiz. Our next Core Values recipient is a senior federal air marshal who selflessly mentors with an irregular schedule to administer the covert testing programs. She conducts covert tests at 8 airports in Missouri with little oversight. She has mentored a new team lead and assisted TSA headquarters evaluation testing on multiple occasions. This Core Values Award recipient is Reagan Willoughby. The next recipient of the Core Values Award from Chicago's O'Hare and Midway International Airport is a stakeholder manager who works with representatives from air carriers and vendors. He serves as the lead for Federal Employee Viewpoint Survey at ORD, which has improved its participation rate and performance ratings. In 2018, ORD's FEVS improvement was largest amongst CADEX airports in the nation. He has earned the trust and respect of stakeholders, the TSA workforce, and Chicago's Department of Aviation. This Core Values Award recipient is Owen Winder. Our next Core Values Award recipient, an STSO from St. Louis Lambert International Airport, has volunteered to be an active participant and leader in several high-profile programs, including the Enhanced Threat Image Projection, Canine Decoy Coordinator, Baggage, Firearm, and Bag Jam Data Tracking, Exit Procedures, and designing of the new TSA Missouri coin. This Core Values Award recipient is Raymond Wu. Our next Core Values Award recipient is the Ellie FAM's San Francisco Field Office Critical Incident Response Team. During the last year, the field office experienced a pair of tragic events. 2 employees passed away, causing the office to come together as a family to compassionately help each other and make sacrifices to continue fulfilling the mission to protect the traveling public. Members of the field office and critical incident response team assisted these families whose loved ones passed away and adjusted their schedules so others could attend the funeral services and grieve for their fallen peers. Accepting the award is Darren Maxberry. We have one more team to honor in the Core Values Award category. The Boston Mentorship and Leadership Development Team established a mentorship and leadership development program that defines the framework for the development of future leaders at TSA in Boston. This program is designed to provide invaluable benefits to both mentees and mentors and develops personal skills, supports a positive culture, and successful planning. This mentoring program emphasizes respect for our employees, the traveling public, air community stakeholders, and TSA's mission. Accepting the award is Elizabeth Selecki. We also want to recognize the following Core Values Award winners who were unable to attend: DeVar Bradshaw, Byron Clark, Angelica Gomez, Sanford Jennings, Dustin Linkins, and Wayne Thomas. Please join me in congratulating all of our Core Values Award recipients.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, our awardees, and our honored and distinguished guests. My name is Stephanie Carter-Narr, and I am the event coordinator for TSA's Systems Integration Facility. I would be remiss to say that I also started my federal career right here as a screener at DCA. It's good to be back home. We now move on to our next category, the Mission Focus Award. This award recognizes individuals and/or teams who exhibit a clear, specific, and measurable focus on the TSA mission. The work will have resulted in measurable improvements in transportation security and includes superior performance and results-driven contributions or outstanding commitment to the mission. Our first Mission Focus Award recipient is the Regulatory Compliance Team from George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, Texas, who was also recognized with the 2019 Federal Executive Board Award for Team Excellence. They conducted inspections and investigations while performing risk vulnerability assessments. During fiscal year 2019, this team performed nearly 3,600 inspections with recommended penalties of $42.5 million. However, what is most impressive is they created a positive international impact on 2 major air carriers and 2 freight forwarders who plan to invest over $336 million in security enhancements. Accepting this award is Mr. Philip Springer. Our next Mission Focus Award recipient is the Laguardia Airport Explosives Detection K-9 team. Beginning in October 2018, the team began a rapid ascent to the top of TSA's K-9 national contributions. This team has become the #1 team in MAP, Measures of Accountability and Productivity, developing new and innovative screening methods and creating outstanding stakeholder and law enforcement relationships. Please welcome Mr. Nathan Chase. Our next Mission Focus Award recipient, the TSO Hiring Fast Track Team from Human Capital, addressed frontline staffing challenges. They made it their highest priority to meet the hiring needs of critically understaffed airports and make it as convenient as possible for quality candidates to complete the TSO hiring process. This team developed and deployed fast-track hiring events at select airports across the nation, reducing the hiring timeframe by approximately 60%. As a result, as of September 2019, no CAT-X airport was below 5% of its staffing authorization, a significant achievement. Accepting the award is Keith Malley, and if present, we'd like to ask other members of his team to join him on stage. Our next mission-focused award recipient is the TSA DHS Southwest Border Volunteer Force from Security Operations Coordination. They solicited, compiled, and registered volunteers from across TSA to assist Customs and Border Protection and Immigration and Customs Enforcement at the southern border. They coordinated the vetting of nearly 1,000 volunteers, answered hundreds of inquiries, and provided written guidance to all volunteers. Accepting this award is Michael Kimlick, and if present, other team members may join him at this time. We want to recognize Mission Focus Award recipient Edward Galloway, who was unable to attend today. Please give all of our Mission Focus Award recipients a wonderful round of applause. It's still me. Our next award category is the Law Enforcement Award. This award recognizes individuals and/or teams for their outstanding accomplishments that promote law enforcement in the protection of the U.S. transportation infrastructure. Awardees make significant contributions to law enforcement, stakeholder partnerships, protection, and security, and they demonstrate integrity and innovation while adding value to TSA and other agencies nationwide. Our first Law Enforcement Award recipient, an AFSD from California's Hollywood Burbank Airport, leveraged her experience as a federal air marshal training instructor to play a primary role in a multi-day active shooting exercise with the Burbank, California Police Department. She was a critical player in security at the Rose Parade and Rose Bowl. After an airport employee was assaulted at one of her spoke airports, she developed and taught a report writing and domain awareness course to increase vigilance. She actively looks for ways to improve operations, streamline processes, and help employees. This Law Enforcement Award recipient is Julie Como. Our next Law Enforcement Award recipient is a federal air marshal from the Houston office. He was assigned to the Houston FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force and served as team coordinator for the foreign transfer of custody of an American captured in Syria who was charged with attempting to provide support to ISIS. He was one of the federal law enforcement agents assigned to the recovery efforts of the cockpit voice recorder from Atlas Air Flight 3591, which crashed near Houston in February of 2019. This Law Enforcement Award recipient is Larry White.
individuals and/or teams that have served as a positive force in identifying, crafting, promoting, and implementing creative solutions that have had a significant impact on how TSA operates locally or across the enterprise. Awardees demonstrate a sophisticated knowledge and implementation of innovation tools such as Idea Factory, Innovation Task Force, pilot studies, and other innovation resources available to TSA and DHS employees. Our first Innovation Award recipient from Intelligence and Analysis is a senior intelligence officer who is TSA's analytic voice, mentor, and leader for more than 150 intelligence analysts. Over the last year, he was directly responsible for elevating TSA's analytic baseline capability, resulting in significantly higher quality and more assessments while increasing annual production by more than over 40%. This Innovation Award recipient is Brandon Rindler. Our next Innovation Award recipient is TSA Team Mississippi from Jackson Medgar Wiley Evers International Team, who took up the challenge to create a new way to process both standard and TSA pre-check passengers simultaneously in a single-lane operation. The pilot program is in the process of being rolled out nationwide and will help officers better facilitate passenger volume with greater screening efficiency while increasing customer satisfaction from passengers and airport stakeholders. Accepting the Innovation Award is Barbara Medina, and if present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. Our next recipients of the Innovation Award are members of a business management team whose accomplishments will improve TSA's ability to better support employees and program offices. The Business Process Standardization Team conducted a comprehensive review of all the administrative processes and developed a standardized business process for automation across TSA to enhance efficiencies. They established service-level agreements with the EAA and direct report offices to define required reporting and transaction deliverables and establish timeframes. Accepting this Innovation Award is Donald Ross. If present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. I think we should have got a bigger stage. Our next recipient of the Innovation Award is the Las Vegas Phoenix Innovation Team. After hearing frustrations from officers on the National TIP program, some STSOs from Phoenix and Las Vegas teamed to develop an expanded TIP capability program. Over several months, they worked together to innovatively create operating manuals, and their efforts led to the development of the National Expanded TIP Capability Program. These STSOs were detailed headquarters to develop a new national TIP library to improve detection performance on emerging threats. Accepting the Innovation Award is Karen Burke. Our next recipients of the Innovation Award successfully designed and launched the SSI app, a cloud-based platform for secure submissions, review, analyzing, and processing of sensitive records. The Cloud Computing Enterprise Application Development Team from Security and Administrative Services developed and implemented a data migration plan, a strategy and communications plan, generated step-by-step user guidance, conducted several SSI app training sessions, and to ensure a smooth transition. Accepting this Innovation Award is Melissa Ruiz. And if present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. Now please, join me in congratulating all of our Innovation Award recipients.
We have one more Law Enforcement Award recipient group.
This award recognizes teams with outstanding achievements in promoting security partnerships across transportation systems, or advancing global transportation security standards, or measurably improving training and development, and or enabling strong partnerships across governments and industry that are integral to the success of our shared transportation security mission. Timelines of information, sharing proper classification, and sensitivity of the information, and an action-oriented focus are key factors in determining those who achieve excellence in this category. Our first recipient of the Partnership Award worked together to implement recurrent criminal history vetting capabilities. In 2016, TSA implemented the FBI Wrap Back to provide recurrent vetting for aviation workers required to pass a criminal history background check to earn SIDA privileges. The Recurrent Criminal History Vetting Team from Headquarters Enrollment Services and Vetting Program identified several enhancements to the National FBI fingerprint system and encouraged industry to participate in the Wrap Back program. This joint effort has improved TSA security threat assessment and allows TSA to proactively identify new threats to transportation security. Accepting the Partnership Award is Richard Conrad. If present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. Our next Partnership Award recipient is the TSA Connecticut Cobra team, which is part of security operations. This team has a large presence in aviation, rail, and ferry systems. On March 21st, 2019, a social media threat to Connecticut's Tweed New Haven Regional Airport, which threatened an active shooter mass casualty event, was reported. Within an hour, this team conducted a well-coordinated and orderly search of the airport and determined it was safe for the traveling public. Accepting this Partnership Award is Stephen Blindbury. If present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. Please join me in congratulating our Partnership Award recipients.
Our next award category is the Program Management Excellence Award. This award recognizes employees and/or teams for the following: for demonstrating superior leadership, for data-driven analysis and for decision-making, and for acquisition and program management excellence through a significant contribution to TSA that exemplifies the agency's strategic priorities. Our first Program Management Excellence Award recipient is the driving force behind the creation of TSA's Table of Organization, a foundational tool for human capital resource management. His job is to provide classification and position management support services to TSA's program offices. His solution-based approach to the development of the system, attention to the needs of the leadership, and partnership with stakeholders has resulted in an elegant system that goes far beyond the initial concept. This Program Management Excellence Award recipient is Bruce Thomas from Human Capital. Our next recipients of the Program Management Excellence Award are members of a team who have made a huge impact on TSA's Illinois, specifically Chicago's Midway International Airport. As part of a modernization project, the largest Cat 1 airport in the country is involved in over a $103 million checkpoint expansion, and the Central Region 3 and 4 team has been an integral part of this project, keeping the interests of our aviation partners and TSA in mind as they artfully negotiated the complicated aspects of this project. We invite the members of the Central Region 3 and 4 team to the stage at this time to accept this award. Please join me in congratulating our Program Management Excellence Award recipients. Our next award category is the Technology Achievement Award. This award recognizes accomplishments that improve the security of the U.S. transportation infrastructure and/or the efficiency of TSA through technology-related activities and measurable impacts. Our first recipient of the Technology Achievement Award supports 65 critical application systems across 15 TSA offices, providing new software releases to support their mission and enhancements to their existing information technology solutions. Over the past year, the TSA Agile Services team from our headquarters Information Technology Office increased its production by nearly 200% while reducing the average production completion time by 50%. This was achieved while continuing to deliver the top quality code and uncompromising cybersecurity safeguards. Accepting this Technology Achievement Award is Anish Soni. If present, we invite the other members of the team on the stage at this time. Our next recipient of the Technology Achievement Award is the Intelligence and Analysis National Transportation Vetting Center Match Review Working Group. They look for innovative and unique actions to mitigate the historical growth of passengers' throughput. The annual growth, also known as the summer surge, not only impacts screening at airports, but also increases the demands on passengers pre-screening through the Secure Flight program. Through their efforts, this team introduced technology solutions that reduce potential workload by approximately 20% and decreased the number of problem tickets for summer of 2018 to the summer of 2019 by 35%. Accepting this Technology Achievement Award is Frederick Hurley. If present, we invite the other members of the team on the stage at this time. Please join me in congratulating our Technology Achievement Award recipients. Our next award category is the Equal Employment Opportunity and Workforce Diversity Awareness Award. This award recognizes those who have distinguished themselves through activities that have exceptionally benefited workforce diversity and equal employment opportunity at TSA. This award demonstrates the value that the agency management places on employees, supervisors, and managers who actively participate in these critical workforce programs and initiatives. Our first Equal Employment Opportunity and Workforce Diversity Awareness Award recipient from Ellie Pham issues since launching last year. The Communication and Solutions team from Civil Rights and Liberties, Ombudsman, and Travel Engagement provided several airports with conflict management options, coaching, training, and identified cultural solutions for their airports. The FSDs at these airports have reported these services provided by the team have been invaluable to their workplace cultures. Since their inception, equal employment opportunity and harassment complaints and grievances at these airports have steadily declined. Accepting this Equal Employment Opportunity and Workforce Diversity Award is John Brubacher, if present. Please join me in congratulating our Employee Opportunity and Workforce Diversity Awards recipients. Our next award category is the Commitment to Leadership Award. This award recognizes rising mid-level, senior level, and executive leaders who make significant contributions in providing leadership and direction for federal transportation security. The individuals receiving this award act as role models for their peers as well as staffs at the local level while exhibiting excellent leadership skills with the drive, focus, and determination to realize the vision and highest ideals of the agency. They fostered diverse, inclusive, and transparent work environment and cultivated a skilled workforce that is prepared and equipped to meet the challenges of tomorrow. Awardees embody a positive organizational culture and promote an entrepreneurial spirit and operational excellence. Our first recipient of the Commitment to Leadership Award is an STSO from Twin Falls, Idaho's Magic Valley Regional Airport. He goes above and beyond to coach and mentor his peers and is considered a strong role model. He is known for successfully communicating information from management to TSOs while making sure everyone is able to provide feedback and have full understanding. He has addressed potential gaps and recommended remedies to ensure enhanced communications between all levels. His ability to motivate his team has resulted in very little need for conflict management. This Commitment to Leadership Award recipient is Kim Humpner. Accepting the award on behalf of Kim Humpner is Andy Coos. Our next Commitment to Leadership Award recipient is a deputy FSD at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, whose leadership style is described as collaborative and by example. Through her leadership, DFW was among the first airports to initiate the explosive detection canine handler open queue concept, which resulted in providing teams with a better operating environment with little impact on operations. She serves as a mentor in multiple programs inside and outside of TSA. The Commitment to Leadership Award recipient is Christy Jordan Smith. Our next recipient of the Commitment to Leadership Award is from Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. This transportation security manager serves as a command duty manager for the morning shifts, and his experience and knowledge of operating procedures serves as the basis for being a role model for 38 other managers. He takes the time to get to know his officers around him. This past year, he directly contributed to United Airlines implementing an airline-unique family lane and oversaw the smooth relocation of 2 major airlines at the airports. This Commitment to Leadership Award recipient is Joseph Jurek. Our next Commitment to Leadership. This stakeholder manager is from Baltimore, is the point of contact for over $500 million worth of construction projects, multiple risk-based security initiatives, and several headquarter pilot programs. She mentored coordination center officers, revamped schedules to optimize coverage and experience levels during peak travel periods. She initiated a rewrite of an airport tactical response plans and has taken on the task of managing all airport equipment issues. This Commitment to Leadership Award recipient is Kristen Katz. We also want to recognize Timothy Jackson for winning a Commitment to Leadership Award. He was unable to attend today. Please join me in congratulating all of our Commitment to Leadership Award recipients.
Our next award category is the Office of the Year Award. This award recognizes the best of TSA with outstanding team achievements in key operations and mission support functions. The work will be resulted in measurable improvements, superior performance, notable innovation, and significant operational improvements in support of TSA's mission. Awardees demonstrate a clear commitment to improving workforce engagement and morale. Our first Office of the Year Award is in the CAT X and 1 Airport category. This recipient is Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport. During the partial government shutdown, IAH leadership communicated tirelessly to support its workforce, and despite the challenges, many employees appreciated the support and dedication of the leadership team. IAH created an action plan to address 2018 FEVS results and coordinated several employee engagement events, leading to a 3-fold increase in the FEVS response rate at IAH in 2019. Within months of FSD Juan Sanchez's arrival, a restructuring and reorganization took place in securing operations to enhance efficiencies. Accepting the Airport of the Year Award on behalf of Team IAH is Juan Sanchez. If present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. Our next recipient of the Office of the Year Award is for CAT 2, 3, and 4 airports. As a result of TSA Connecticut's ongoing actions, the workforce, stakeholders, and first responders who work at Tweed New Haven Airport are fully prepared to respond to a mass casualty event and engage an active shooter. Leadership has given employees many opportunities to bolster their knowledge on preparing for a possible active shooter. They created a video scripting model concept through which the path of an active shooter, based on actual events, was recorded with a Hollywood role player. And they were tested for real in March 2019 when a social media post threatened an active mass shooter casualty event at the airport. A well-coordinated search of the airport was made, determining the airport was safe. TSA HVN worked with local law enforcement, military components, and the FBI. As a result, several TSA offices across the nation reached out to request information and emulate the training at their airports. Accepting the Airport of the Year Award on behalf of Team Connecticut is William Santos. If present, we invite other members of the team on stage at this time. Now we turn our attention to the Federal Air Marshal Service Field Office of the Year. Our FAMS Field Office of the Year Award recipient is the LE FAMS Detroit Field Office, which has maintained a high level of service for TSA and stakeholders while maintaining a balance of efficient scheduling and quality of life for its employees. The Detroit Field Office's Viper team was recognized on 2 separate occasions for providing life-saving aid. The office has introduced new innovative training to enhance mission-critical enforcement skills. An exercise on board a Delta Airlines aircraft involved collaboration with local, state, and federal partners. Leadership implemented a working group of managers, supervisors, and support employees and FAMs to further improve FEV's scores. The Detroit's of the Headquarters Office of the Year Award goes to the National Transportation Vetting Center in Intelligence and Analysis. The NTVC vetted over 961 million unique passengers against terrorist watch lists in calendar year 2018. And through over 1.4 million manual reviews, identified over 7,300 known or suspected terrorists who were either not allowed to travel or were required to go through increased security measures. NTVC personnel developed an automated process for the Enhanced Selectee Checked Baggage Screening Program. They have performed phenomenally in carrying out the day-to-day mission of secure flight, identify verification, and insider threat vetting. Accepting the Headquarters of the Year Award is Michael Turner. If present, we invite the other members of the team on stage at this time. Please join me in congratulating all of our Office of the Year Award recipients.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the home stretch. The Employee of the Year. The Employee of the Year Award recognizes employees who work to achieve the highest level performance of their duties. TSA recognizes these employees' extraordinary contributions in promoting the transportation security mission and TSA strategy. Their contributions demonstrate the utmost integrity and professionalism while adding value to DHS, TSA, stakeholders, and to their positions. We begin with our TSO of the Year Award, and we honor 3 TSOs today. Our first TSO from Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport is heavily involved in his airport's Employee Advisory Council and volunteers to mentor new hires. This officer always finds things to do around the checkpoint during downtime and is always the first to respond when pat-downs or additional screenings are needed. He always answers any question anyone has, and if he doesn't know the answer, he'll certainly make sure he finds one. Numerous passengers and airport employees have complimented him on how he treats and deals with the traveling public. This TSO of the Year is David Golly. Our next TSO of the Year from Denver International Airport has responded to medical situations 14 times, including helping the victim of a rollover traffic crash while off duty, and a woman who badly injured her leg after fainting on an escalator. He has been involved in the discovery of 31 prohibited items during screening operations and has served as acting supervisor for the specialized screening operations on many occasions. While the TOPS written requirements came out for fiscal year 2019, he advised supervisors, upper management, and headquarters of the time burden these requirements generated and produced a solution. The TSO of the Year is Christopher Walkus. Our final TSO of the Year excuse me, a 17-year officer from Arizona's Tucson International Airport, mentors his peers, and is considered one of the best on-the-job coaches. His coaching and mentoring on the AIT, X-ray, and property search ensure newly hired officers are following TSA's procedures and resulted in a 100% pass rate. He provided one-on-one training for officers returning from extended medical leave or military duty. He makes sure everyone has the opportunity to train and improve. As a testament to his situational awareness, one day he noticed the doors securing the sterile area were ajar prior to the scheduled opening and the time. He immediately secured the area and contacted Airport Authority Police, avoiding a security breach. This TSO of the year is Scott Yates. Our next category is the lead TSO of the year. This LTSO from Tucson International Airport received the TSA Arizona LTSO of the Year Award for 2018 and has served TSA since 2002. He is one of only 2 assigned collateral duty safety officers responsible for the Tucson and Yuma Safety Program and trains supervisors and managers on the requirements of workers' compensation, helping ensure our officers receive the care they need. He is responsible for resource management, performs key, badge, and uniform audits, and oversees the removal of voluntarily abandoned property and hazardous materials from the checkpoint. He oversees the maintenance of radio equipment, and this year completed boarding pass scanner updates for 3 checkpoints. The lead TSO of the year is Stephen Johnson. Our next category is Supervisory TSO of the Year. In many ways, this STSO from Las Vegas McCarran International Airport is enthusiastic and eager to teach others. She was selected for a lead role in the automated screening lane rollout and is the primary supervisor for the innovation checkpoint. She traveled to another airport to help leadership teams with the challenge of the ASL rollout and was asked to participate in a work group at headquarters to standardize training and provide information on how ASLs could be improved and customized. She has built a strong rapport with airport stakeholders, headquarters personnel, the Innovation Task Force, and vendors. The Supervisory TSO of the Year is none other than Cassandra Espinoza. Our next category is the Transportation Security Manager of the Year. The terminal this TSM manages processes up to 28,000 passengers a day with over 400 officers. She ensures her area of operations at Los Angeles International Airport runs smoothly and has mentored and trained 3 new TSMs, helping them develop the skills they need to effectively manage the fast-paced environment. She oversees all remedial training and has overseen her terminal's practical skills observations. This year, she played a role in the implementation of the enhanced AIT and K-9 screening. She has coordinated multiple potlucks, and during the partial government shutdown, she made sure her officers' needs were met. The Transportation Security Manager of the Year is Sylvia Sanchez. Our next category is the Coordination Center Employee of the Year Award. This employee is recognized as the subject matter expert for O'Hare International Airport's closed-circuit television, managing its 5,000 camera system. The AFSD law enforcement recognized him for assisting this year on a case. He was also recognized for his contribution to safety and the airport's reduction in workforce injuries. He has participated in a project to review FEB's results and develop action plans to improve the workplace. And he was instrumental in the development of a shift brief webpage to help officers keep updated on information they have missed because of their RDOs. The Coordination Center Employee of the Year is Ronald Barch. The next category is the Assistant Federal Security Director of the Year Award. This AFSD from Santa Ana, California's John Wayne Orange County Airport oversees a screening workforce of more than 700 employees at LAX spoke airports. She led a first-in-the-nation effort to partner with the Ontario, California Police Department to have its canines attend the Canine Training Center at Lackland Air Force Base. This strong partnership has led to what remains the only law enforcement canine expedited screening program in the nation. She was asked and without hesitation accepted a 60-day detail to training and development as the acting deputy director for the Training Operations Division, where she worked with headquarters staff and training managers to improve training operations. She also engaged her team to increase participation in the Federal Employee Viewpoint Survey. The Assistant Federal Security Director of the Year is Olympia Lynch. Our next category is the Deputy Federal Security Director of the Year Award. Through this DFSD's leadership, Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport was among the first to initiate the Explosive Detection Canine Handler Open Queue concept, which is providing teams a better operating environment. She was instrumental in expanding TSA PreCheck through the Blended Lane pilot, which became a permanent program. This year, she led an employee engagement effort to revamp the airport's process for baggage officers, providing them with more opportunity for training that resulted in a 25% improvement in the first-time pass rate for the annual proficiency review. Mentoring others is important to her, and she is always willing to share best practices. The Deputy Federal Security Director of the Year is Krista Jordan Smith. Our next category is the Federal Security Director of the Year Award. This FSD from Denver International Airport has partnered with numerous federal, state, and local agencies to ensure a holistic approach to security on a larger scale. When his airport was approximately 100 full-time equivalent employees under the authorized allocation, he prepared white papers to seek retention incentives and longevity pay for his workforce and created an in-state volunteer list of officers ready to deploy to other airports within his state. Within a year, he was able to attain and authorized strength to manage all 14 airports in the state. He implemented a screening operations process plan to work on skills assessment and refinement to increase threat detection and success through testing and training. He also launched a video production team to field and distribute weekly statewide messages that help maintain consistent and transparent communications. The Federal Security Director of the Year is Lawrence Now. Our next category is the Canine Handler of the Year Award. This canine handler has been with O'Hara Canine Team since 2010 and consistently works tirelessly to ensure canine-enhanced screening is available and used during peak travel periods. During the holiday season, with passenger volume of over 100,000, she was always the first to ensure her team had continuity of operations. During the partial shutdown, she never hesitated to work extra hours. She and her canine, Doc, directly contributed to the minimum wait times for passengers. She has distinguished herself by serving as the lead trainer for new canine teams and always volunteers to make sure national security special events are staffed with canine support. She was essential to developing a certified canine operating area at Milwaukee and Madison, Wisconsin airports. The Canine Handler of the Year is Lori Patochek and her partner, Doc. The Inspector of the Year Award. This TSI from Indianapolis International Airport has worked with cargo carriers, passenger carriers, and cargo warehouses to implement security improvements nationwide. She led a risk mitigation activity in Indiana that improved public area security at all Hoosier airports. She independently developed a training outreach focused on live animal shipments for passenger cargo facilities. She helped FedEx develop a pilot project for ID badge display and access to aircraft. This TSI affected national change through 3 action plans for which she was the lead, resulting in new audit procedures and cargo screening processes. She also identified vulnerabilities from unauthorized, unattended vehicles parked in front of the airport terminals in Indiana and developed a risk mitigation plan leading to better security. The Transportation Security Inspector of the Year is Lindsay Molnar. Our next category is the Transportation Security Specialist Explosives of the Year Award. During fiscal 2019, this TSSE from O'Hare International Airport used his extensive military background and technical expertise serving as the Assistant Field Evaluation Team Lead to single-handedly construct the IEDs for more than 100 covert assessments. He volunteered for the most complex and demanding assignments, which included assisting in the training of local, state, and federal bomb squads. He was also instrumental in the training of 75 first responders in threat detection, IEDs, and improved ways to mitigate current threats. In addition, he helped the Chicago Police Bomb Squad search for IEDs during the 2018 Chicago Marathon. The Transportation Security Specialist for Explosives of the Year is Michael Kimmerling. Our next category is the Federal Air Marshal of the Year Award. This senior from headquarters identified a critical This SAC successfully managed the Ellie FAM's San Francisco field office with limited resources and personnel changes throughout the year. As Ellie FAMs implemented new concept of operations, she effectively engaged with staff from all levels through town halls to ensure open communication. During fiscal year 2019, she dealt with tragedy due to the loss of 2 FAMs by providing the necessary assistance to the families and peers. She has managed over 375 Viper operations and deployed Viper and FAM personnel to the southwest border. DHS named her as the Deputy Federal Event Coordinator for the upcoming New Year's Eve celebration in San Francisco. She is also an active participant in the Ellie FAM's mentoring program. The Supervisory Air Marshal in charge of the year is Stephanie Metzger. Our next category is the Passenger Support Specialist of the Year. This PSS from Oregon's Portland International Airport coordinated an event called The Sky's the Limit, which gave families a dry run on what traveling can be like. She was honored with the Port of Portland Make the Connection Award, which highlights people who go above and beyond their own daily duties. Her dedication continued with the Snowball Express, representing Gold Star families, honor flights for surviving veterans, and coordinating customer service needs for families of fallen heroes returning home. The Passenger Support Specialist of the Year is Heather McKenna. Our next category is the Intelligence Analyst of the Year. Over the past year, this intelligence analyst from Portland International Airport has become the go-to intelligence expert in Oregon. He is a 3-time recipient of the TSA National Security Intelligence Honorary Award and received several other honors. He is the DHS Cyber Threat Representative in Oregon and has been asked to be the intelligence keynote speaker at the state's annual Cyber Threat Conference. After the theft of a commercial aircraft from SeaTac, he was part of the Oregon Air National Guard Squadron that intercepted the stolen aircraft. He established a partnership with Portland, Oregon's mass transit system, TriMet, and worked with the U.S. Coast Guard to address maritime security issues in the Pacific Northwest. He has developed resources used by nearly 24 partner agencies and local intelligence and law enforcement groups. The Intelligence Analyst of the Year is Brian Beam. Our next category is the Management, Administrative, or Professional of the Year Award. This administrative officer from Los Angeles International Airport spearheads the Human Resources Department for the Los Angeles International Airport Hub and Spoke Mission Support Team. During the partial government shutdown, her team conducted 8 job fairs, assessed over 1,200 individuals, and hired 500 employees for fiscal year 2019. She provided furloughed and non-furloughed employees with daily updates on information on how to access vital necessities and support. A binder with the information she created was shared with all federal employees. The Management, Administrative, or Professional of the Year is Christine Pope. Our next category is the Security Training Instructor of the Year Award. This STI from Wyoming's Casper-Natrona County International Airport has mastered a motivating and highly engaged method for training new and veteran officers. Following the partial government shutdown, she worked diligently to get every class at Wyoming's 8 federalized airports caught up on their training. She successfully implemented training strategies to improve participant engagement and retention. During 2 details with training and development, she reviewed quarterly X-ray training and instructor guides prior to T&D releasing them to the field. She participated in a focus group to improve baggage image training and reviewed and designed curriculums as a member of the National Subject Matter Expert Team. Our Security Training Instructor of the Year is Kelsey Vine. Our next category is the National Deployment Force Officer of the Year. This STSO from Security Operations Coordination in Tampa, Florida, led a team of 60 National Deployment Force officers at Fort Myers, Florida during the airport's peak travel season, and a 24-officer deployment at Denver during ITS summer season. She successfully networked and collaborated with direct reports, peers, training, and FSD staff. She is a subject matter expert on NDO administrative requirements such as WebTA, Concur, and travel policy, and created schedules for operation and training needs, kept her team informed, and managed responsibilities throughout. Sorry. Please join me in giving a thunderous round of applause for all of our Employees of the Year.
Our next category is the Unsung Hero Award. This award recognizes the non-supervisory employee who showcases outstanding performance in administrative and technical support. Awardees make positive behind-the-scenes contributions to the mission of the organization that would not ordinarily be acknowledged by other types of formal awards. These are often people who are considered a quiet but important behind-the-scenes contributions are invaluable to successful mission accomplishments, resulting in a huge impact to the operations of their organization or to TSA. The individual takes initiatives without being prompted and is reliable, persevering, and can be consistently counted. FAM's field office. In November 2018, she responded to the death of a colleague by reaching out to the family and offering assistance. She provided comfort, emotional support, and displayed a high level of professionalism during their time of grief. While at the family's house, the family dog ran away and she found it and returned the dog to the family. She fed livestock on several occasions so the family could concentrate on personal matters. Also, in November 2018, her son-in-law, a police officer, died in a traffic accident while on duty, and she again provided the emotional support her family needed during that time. This July, a colleague passed away, and she stepped up to provide the family and her peers the support they needed. Her selfless acts of placing her grieving to the side to provide comfort and concern and tools for others to recover speaks volumes to her character and her dedication to service. This Unsung Hero Award recipient is Vivian Markley. Our next Unsung Hero Award recipient serves as the lead TSO for the on-screen resolution area at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. He is the critical officer who monitors the daily operations, responsible to inspect and clear over 25,000 checked bags each day. He is also responsible to initiate and monitor maintenance requests for all TSA baggage inspection equipment at DFW. He has enjoyed a high level of success in implementing numerous airport modifications and metrics initiatives, enhancing screening operations. Lastly, he developed a baggage screening training strategy, leading to a noticeable improvement in the performance of officers on screen. Our next unsung hero, an officer from Los Angeles International Airport, arrives early to work to calibrate the ETD and X-ray machines. He handles the logistics of his airport's operation by managing inventory. For his dedication, he was chosen to attend an FSD luncheon where he made a significant and impactful impression on senior staff by reciting TSA's oath, mission, and core values. His peers often seek guidance and SOP protocol, and this officer has been instrumental in preparing his peers to pass the practical skills observations. He brings solutions to almost any problem, and his communication style puts people at ease. This Unsung Hero Award recipient is Luis Viado. Our next unsung hero is an administrative assistant from Portland International Airport and has shown his strength in process improvement, production creation, and innovative initiatives. He was instrumental in remaking over 550 TSA employee photos, creating a new combined Team Oregon employee roster, and developing a screening organization chart that displays all TSOs to AFSDs. During the partial government shutdown, he coordinated food events for employees, tracked donations, and distributed donations to staff. He stepped forward to co-run the Bring Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day and is working behind the scenes on his biggest project to date, renovating the Team Oregon iShare site. This Unsung Hero Award recipient is Bradley Weinkoff. We also want to recognize Unsung Hero Award recipient Elaine Fielder, who was unable to attend. So please join me in congratulating all of our Unsung Hero Award recipients.
I'm back. The Public Service Award recognizes significant contributions by TSA employees who volunteer with nonprofit or community service programs or activities. Employees' contributions should be direct, sustained, and have meaningful results for individuals or the larger public good. This year's recipient of the Public Service Award is a front office operations officer for the Intelligence and Analysis National Transportation Vetting Center. She founded the nonprofit organization National Association of Mothers and Daughters United Worldwide, which provides support services and housed in the local shelters through mentoring programs, through mentoring and women empowerment movements. As a member of the women executives at TSA, she led the annual suit drive to donate business clothes for women rejoining the workforce. She has coordinated holiday charity events, inspiring TSA employees to donate time and serve lunch at the local House of Ruth Women's program for several years, and her selfless efforts were recognized by AC,
who has graciously joined us today to help us present this award. The Blogger Bob Award recognizes field employees who have positively influenced public engagement by identifying, crafting, promoting, and implementing creative solutions that have had a significant impact on how the traveling public views and interacts with TSA. Awardees demonstrate sophisticated knowledge of TSA's public relations and stakeholder engagement tools, and in the spirit of Bob Burns, strive to humanize the TSA experience in building trust, rapport, and confidence among stakeholders and the traveling public. Our first ever recipient of the Blogger Bob Award comes from Portland International Airport. He joined TSA 10 years ago in the Team Oregon Regulatory Compliance Department, where he works tirelessly to partner with the airline industry, Port of Portland, cargo, and mass transit with railroad companies to help them understand regulations and provide detailed recommendations to ensure compliance. He takes the time to connect with community organizations supporting several local initiatives, including the security coordination for Make-A-Wish events, the annual Snowball Express, which serves the children of fallen military heroes, and Sky's the Limit, designed for special needs individuals. He is always generating ideas to improve the approachability of TSA with the public. For example, providing best travel practices to heart patients or improving the traveling experience for persons with special needs. He has taken the Portland TSA Color Guard to large community events, displaying our nation's colors, including Plainside, during the return home of our fallen military heroes. He believes any opportunity to engage with the community is an opportunity to show that TSA is made up of real people from their community. Our inaugural, first time ever, Blogger Bob Award goes to Steve Bird. Please let's give him a thunderous round of applause. Congratulations, Steve.
The Gerardo Hernandez In the Line of Duty Award recognizes an employee or team distinguishing themselves through bravery, valor, and heroism in the line of duty. Awardees demonstrate heroism and sacrifice during a high-risk, potentially life-threatening situation to save others and/or minimize dangers in either an on-duty or off-duty setting. This award honors the memory of Transportation Security Officer Gerardo Hernandez, who was slain in the line of duty during the tragic shooting at Los Angeles International Airport on November 1st, 2013. This year's recipient, from Norman Y. Mineta San Jose International Airport, is being recognized for his act of heroism and bravery on the night of July 28, 2019. This LTSO was volunteering at California's Gilroy Garlic Festival when shots were fired. As he and another volunteer moved to where the shots came from, a mother carrying a small child approached them from behind. Our LTSO and the other volunteer acted as a barrier between the mother and the shooter. He heard a radio call about a woman who had been shot, and he ran to that location to help. He noticed an open utility vehicle loaded with packs of water. He unloaded the vehicle, and as people were running, he and another volunteer started picking up people who couldn't move fast, including a woman and her small children and 2 elderly women. He continued helping until police arrived. In the midst of the chaos, another volunteer approached our officer with video of someone who may have been involved in the shooting. His behavior detection training kicked in, prompting him to flag down responding SWAT team members, who then issued a warning about a possible second shooter. He continued to help by instructing people to shelter in place and not to move unless directed by police. His selfless bravery, helping others escape to safety without regard to his own, and maintaining a calm, steadfast presence is heroic and deserving of recognition. Please join me in congratulating the 2019 Gerardo Hernandez in the Line of Duty Award recipient, Benjamin Martinez.
We're at the finish line. The Norman Y. Mineta Cornerstone Award recognizes an employee or team showing exemplary leadership in helping TSA fulfill its mission despite adversity. The traveling public depends on TSA to be steady, caring, and professional. Exceptional leadership in transportation security can save lives, greatly mitigate the impacts of disasters, and lay a lasting cornerstone to a speedy recovery. This awardee reflects great credit upon TSA by distinctly improving transportation security in the United States and significantly contributing to an overall improvement in workforce morale. This year's recipient is an acting operations manager for the Intelligence and Analysis National Transportation Vetting Center who showed exemplary leadership in pancreatic cancer and given a short time to live. He fully supported his wife in her treatments and cared for his son, who has special needs, while successfully leading NTVC operations during a record busy time. While balancing his home life, he worked full days and attended nighttime meetings with swing and midnight personnel. To ensure operations were always performing to standard, he developed quality assurance processes for the watch floor, directly impacting the production of 7,300 warning reports on known or suspected terrorist travels and 450 insider reports. He also took the time to collaborate with mission partners. He established relationships, allowing him to pinpoint and quickly solve workplace irritants. He championed an employee's suggestion for a new NTVC logo for coins, pins, and lanyards, all of which have been used to recognize employees. He performed his duties to his family while never missing a beat in his work. Congratulations to all the recipients. And now, please join me in welcoming Administrator Bukowski back to the podium as we bring this year's TSA Honorary Awards program to a close.
Thanks. So as I close the program, let me ask the 3 MCs to please come up here and stand in front of the audience without a podium in front of them. Thank you. You did a fantastic job. I wish I had your voices, and your voice in particular. It's that radio voice. I mean, it's fantastic. No, thank you. Thank you very much. The other thing I would say, and I think all of us feel this way, is do we have great employees or what? I mean, it is just amazing what you see in this agency. The last couple of awards particularly brought that home. But I would just like to thank everyone for putting this ceremony together, for everybody here that participated in it, and really for our award winners. I am very proud of you. Patty is very proud of you. I'm sure the entire executive team and everybody here is as well. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our 2019 TSA Honorary Awards program. Thank you for attending.